Kind of a nice summery, airy hairband. Easy to make. This is the materials you will need. Okay, so let's just get started here. Okay, to start, we're going to make a slip knot. I give it some tail. So wrap it around once. On the second time, we cross over here and under, pull, and we're going to do our chain. So let's just start chaining up, and let's make our chain. So I'll just make some chain and then I'll come back. Okay, now that my chain is long enough, I got the perfect measurement, I'm going to bring the two ends together. Careful not to twist my chain, and insert my hook to the end and pull the thread through. And this will join my two ends. And so now I have it. I have my circle. Now once again, with the circle tied, I'm just going to pull this through so it's a bit loose. I'm going to try it over my head to make sure that it fits. I'm just going to, without the hook this time, fit it through. Make sure that it's good, not too loose, not too tight. So if I'm happy, if this is too tight now, you just take it apart and put in a couple of more chains. And if it's too loose, take away a couple of chains. Anyway, so now that you're happy with it, we're going to carry on. All right, now that we got our measurements correct and we have it joined, I'm going to reinsert my crochet hook, pull it snug, and get ready to crochet. Now, the first thing to do is you got to decide what stitch you're going to use. For this, I used a half double, and to do a half double, we're going to chain 2. I'm just going to put this over my finger. So 1, 2, so I've chained 2, and now I'm going to hook over and crochet into the second chain, not the first, but the second. So pull it through once and pull it through all 3. It's like a single, only you're hooking before you insert it through the chain link. So I'm hooking it, putting it through the chain 1 and pulling it through all 3. This will give us nice, pretty and warm design. And chaining it once, hooking it through 1 and pulling it through all 3. And I'm just going to carry on and do this on my own, and I'll come back once the first row is finished. And we're just going to slip stitch to join. So we always look for, remember how we chained up 2? We look for that hole. So we're going to insert our hook through there and pull our yarn through, and there it is. And that's now joined. So now it's just moving on to the third row. So we're going to chain up 2 again and yarn over and move into our second hook. And you always want to go underneath the V. So if you look at this, you'll see all the V's at the top. Well, you're going to go underneath both of them. So you're going to go under, pull it through, and then pull through all 3. Again, depending on the yarn you're working, I find this yarn quite stiff, the cotton. You're better off with an acrylic. Acrylic blend is a lot easier and more giving to work with. I'm going under the V, so there's my V, and pulling it through and finishing. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish this row. Okay, so when you come to the end of the row, and I think this is our last stitch before the end of the row, we just find the chain of the next one, which is right there, and we're going to put our crochet hook through, and we're going to pull it through to join. So that is now joined. That is our hairband. And now again, we're going to carry on, and we're going to chain up 2. So 1, 2, that's the beginning of our third row. And this is our first stitch, which was our chain. So we're going to the second one underneath the V always. So under the V, pull it through. So we're going to half double crochet now again, which is the same stitch that we have been using all the way around. And you can build, now that you know how to do it, you can build as many rows as you want to get the desired thickness of the hairband. And I'll come back and to show you how to finish it off. Okay, so now that we are almost at the end of the last row that we want to work in, we're just gonna finish up our work. And now we're going to finish it. Your chain is always the biggest hole there, so you'll know where to join. So you just go in there and we'll just join. So we're done our hairband. So now I will show you how to finish it. You're going to grab a pair of scissors and you're going to give yourself a tail about this much. And we're going to cut that. First of all, yeah, we're going to pull it through and tie it. So to finish it, we're going to weave that in. And to do that is, we know the chain holes. I'm just going to take it through and all the way down. And again, you can use the hook if you need some help with it. I just kind of use my fingers. And there's one more here. And getting it through there. There. So make sure we don't pull it too tight because we want it nice and loose. And we're just going to tie the two ends together like so. And that's very softly though, you don't want it too tight. So very soft knot. And you can either go ahead and weave these in, or you can just cut it. And there it is in our dummy head. So thank you for watching, everybody, and happy crocheting.